Welcome to session 4 of our intern toolkit sessions. Jessica and I are excited to be with you again today, just to give you some thoughts and ideas about what it looks like to be dependable and how we can really apply that to your internship. And again, our goal is for you to help you make the most of that intern experience and try to help you grow personally and professionally, not just with your engineering skills, as John and I talked about during our first session, but really some of these personal skills that hopefully you can apply professionally and personally. So when we talk about dependability, there we go. Hold on, I'm going to show you this slide again. These are some things that we talked about. How do you show up? I'm not going to read the whole slide to you. Jessica's going to dive into these in just a few seconds, but wanted to give you a couple of tools to think about when we are assessing ourselves. How dependable am I? One of the things that I think about with dependability, it leans into our knowledge, how much we know. And what we want to make sure is that how do we show up? We want to show up as dependable. We want to show up as confident, but we don't want to show up arrogant. So when we talk about dependability, for me, I think about this balance between humility and confidence. And so again, the question is, how do I show up? Do I show up confident without humility? And that's arrogance. I feel superior. Yes, you can depend on me. I'm better than everyone else. That's not what we want. We don't want that to be what other people see on the other side of us, right? If we have humility, but we lack confidence, we show insecurity and then we feel inferior. Again, it's not the way we want to show up. The way we want to show up is secure with a balance of that humility and that confidence. And truly, it is a skill of learning how to balance the two. Your natural tendency probably leans into one or the other, either the confidence piece or the humility piece. So all of us have to learn how to have both. And what that looks like is making sure that we are self-aware and we understand the difference and we understand both are needed. We need confidence. We need to come in acting as if we know what we're doing, but we need to do that in a humble manner. So, throughout our conversation today, I want you to start asking yourself these questions. How do I respond to the following? How do you respond to critique? Our last session, Jessica talked about feedback and what that looks like. I think it was either the last session or a session before. But we all get feedback. And what are we going to do with that? Are we going to resist it and not listen? Or are we going to be devastated by it and become defensive and try to justify everything? The idea is to fall into that green area where we invite it and we value it. What about advice? When we think about people giving us advice, do we dismiss it? Or are we paralyzed and we don't do anything without someone telling us what to do? No, we want to be in the middle where we seek it, we consider it, we learn to think on our own and problem solve, make our own decisions, but we want to fall into that green area as much as we can. And then appreciation. Do you deflect it and really not acknowledge it? Or are you desperate for it and you have to have it? You want people to notice every little thing you do. We don't want to be on the extremes of that spectrum. We want to fall in that green area where we can appreciation, we can give it and we can appreciate it and we can say thank you. So again, some self-reflection tools to help you think about how are you showing up? What does it look like on the other side of you? Thinking about humility and confidence and that balance is so important. So hopefully these tools will become again a filter for you to think about and reflect upon how you are showing up. And one of those ways that we show up is, are we dependable? And Jessica, talk to us about some of these areas.
Yeah, so I would say for if we go back to the humility and the confidence piece, I struggle with the confidence piece, and a way to make myself more confident is being dependable, and that's kind of the lens that I have really developed over the past couple years is if I could be dependable, that helps with my confidence. So I would say arrive early and stay late. That's one of the key pieces of this is just being present, being there, being available. My boss knows that I will be there before him and after him, and he recognizes that, and he will ask me to do things. And so it's just really important to just be present and be available. Also, your yes has got to be yes, meaning you have got to meet those deadlines. When you say, yes, I will get this done, you've got to get it done. Um, it cannot be oh, I thought I was going to be able to get it done and this came up or whatever. Your yes has to be yes. And that means sacrifices may have to be made, and just be willing to make those sacrifices. And that speaks on the follow through as well. Communicate. If you're not going to meet a deadline, just communicate it and own up to it and be like, hey, I'm sorry. I cannot get it to you by Friday, but I promise you'll get it to you next week. And then just make sure it doesn't happen on a regular basis or a consistent basis. And we talked about it before. Put your phone away. That's how you can be present as well. And then for me, I'm a huge checklist girl. I love a good checklist. I have a checklist for today, for a week, for a month, and it just keeps me on track and it keeps me from missing deadlines and it keeps me from or it allows me to follow through. So I found what works for me. You will find what works for you. It may be writing things down on a sticky note. It may be using a whiteboard and writing things down and erasing them as you complete them. You may use a calendar, like a monthly calendar or a weekly calendar. So just find something that helps you be more dependable and be able to follow through with the commitments that you've made.
Right. And I would say stay positive and don't wait till the last minute. I think those many times we can fall into bad habits. And so if we just continue to think through all these postures, right, these habits, hopefully they will help you in regards to having a great experience with your BGE internship. Again, here are your questions for your resume building and your journaling and that STAR method. We look forward to seeing you again. Thank you for taking time to watch this video. And again, we truly do hope that you are learning some tools that become mindsets and filters as you engage professionally and personally. Have a great day.